Are all the disciples of channeling law in attendance? Good. You better pay attention today, 'cause we're going to the court. Hey everybody. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday. How's everybody holding up? Welcome back to Ace Attorney. Yay. Once again, picking it up where we left off yesterday. Done with the exposition for our first real case. I'm ready to see how our first hearing will go today. Hello, Yesh, good to see you. What's up? How was your day? Let's see, where have we left off? What have we done last time? We've been visiting Maya's little village, haven't we? And some unfortunate things happened. During the spirit seance, for one unfortunate doctor, let's put it that way, whose clinic at some point has lost 14 patients due to malpractice, and one of his nurses taking an unfortunate car accident not long after that, and taking that took her rather to the grave. And while channeling her spirit, some things happened. The good doctor is dead. And now we are to defend Maya in court. Because, of course, that's how things go, right? We've barely got any evidence to our name. We have some old acquaintances that are going to help us out, hopefully. And that's about all we are working with, really. So let's see how long it's going to take today. I know there's gonna be a couple of hearings. I don't know if there's gonna be like any in between, like we'll be coming back to the crime scene, doing more investigations or not, talking to more people. But this is what we have going for us for now. I was okay, but got out of mind in later part. Sorry. Well, hopefully enough mind left for us to do this. Either way, hope you enjoy your time here, and without further ado, let's hop back into episode 2. June 21st, 9:48 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean?
No, I heard it's his successor this time. Alright, we've got the new prosecutor awaiting as well.
Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, so he could win.
Sure did. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. Can't wait to see.
It's no good.
Mystic Maya?
Pearly!
Sorry. That would have been the wrong voice to give Pearly.
You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way! I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said that they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the matter and followed the map.
Don't tell me you walked all the way here.
Of course not. I ran.
What was it? 2 hours by bus? That's, I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train, even better. Oh man.
Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What train?
I give up.
It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend.
Objection!
I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday.
Objection!
I thought that was Phoenix objecting the friend statement.
Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end.
Objection! Objection!
It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life...
Maya, please don't mention that name ever again.
Huh? But why, Nick?
I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone, and he's not coming back. So he did leave.
What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean?
Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway.
Nick?
June 21st, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Let's go. And there she is. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Were the prosecution and the prosecution and the defense prepared? What is it with this kid? Mr. Wright, are you prepared?
Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me?
How do we voice you? Why is she giving me Ash Overwatch vibes? I mean, we already have one with a southern accent, so, that but without the accent, I guess? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on. She's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Francesca Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate. And that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right, I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves? Themselves? What? We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Yep, there he is.
Witness, your name and occupation?
Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct.
Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the detail of this murder.
Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. Don't take long to get back to a quack court. Karma's a bitch. Couldn't help myself. Well, there we go. A map of the room, I guess. This is a divider, shrine, and the mat, I would guess. Alright, the door, exit. Both exit and entrance. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? Channeling? Pay attention, sir. They were channeling the spirit, sir. Channeling the spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from the inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. A diagram of channeling chamber, thank you. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time, then.
Here we go. Cause of death. Who's ready to queue in a bit? The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause an instantaneous death. Did he perhaps leave a message in blood, or in the sand, or in the mat, or anywhere, really, on a random piece of paper? The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. After being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. Can we, read more into this document, I wonder? The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Okay. Let's question the witness. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir.
Hold it!
The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have...
Objection!
Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, were also on the grip, sir. Wait a minute. Do you remember that little detail that during the channeling, the channeler's body completely transforms into that of the person that's being channeled? Does that apply to the fingerprints as well? I wonder. Meditate on that. She has quite a lovely objection voice. Yeah, it's nice. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands here, there, everywhere. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. Centimeters, please. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. The most 51 centimeters away? Thank you. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? Fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? But this does not look good. What will you do, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Sweat profusely? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first? Stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to see to the same conclusion too, pal. A foolish is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Murder weapon was Gray's 2 shots fired, bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belongs to the face, bears Maya's fingerprints. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. Still no updated autopsy report? Yeah, about that. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. Gavel? I don't know. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? Is the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You will change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. Well, if you put it that way. Though, I would assume we shouldn't, but I'm still going to say, regardless. This is a huge decision. I'd better think this through all the way. Well, it is our job to get a non-guilty verdict, right? If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir? Please present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Incriminating evidence, here we go. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links my fate to the crime, sir. Hello, Life is Weird. Welcome to the stream. How are you holding up? Good to see you. I see. And the court accepts this into evidence. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of murder. There are blood splatters on it. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Okay, time to hold it. That sounds fishy, don't it always? Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. Hold it! Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kind of scary today, you know, pal. Calm now, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Oh, alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume. Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. This blood on the costume. Lab result shows that it is the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well...
Objection!
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But not bad. Not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Pressing further? Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There's a bullet hole in the sleeve, by the way. Or a burn. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. There's already a hole in it. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume. One little thing. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where's the problem you are talking about? I've come this far, there's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Here. Didn't even need to press anything. I ask the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There is a tiny hole here! A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me! A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Phrasing? Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first, before anything else. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of murder. Press the check button for details. Okay. Isn't Judge always not on our side due to accusant, or how they are called, doing their stuff? Well, isn't he technically supposed to be a neutral party? But he's always getting, you know, hustled by the prosecutors. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. And also, sometimes, by the, what you call them? The witnesses, as well. If you remember his track record. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of this evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke. Nothing more.
Objection!
How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more defining problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Where were we? The last point? The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Hold it!
He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We couldn't find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder change drastically. We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. Not on Karma. She thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. Okay, I need you to chill for a second. Let's look at stuff that we were given today. Okay, so the map. Nothing here yet, I don't think. Autopsy report. Can't read any further into it, apparently. Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around bullet hole. Murder weapon was Grace. 2 shots fired. Where is Maya's and Grace? Gray's fingerprints. Can't look any further into that either. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belongs to the face bearing Maya's fingerprints. Can't look any further into it. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. Press the check button for details. Well, other than the blood and the bullet hole, again, or the burn, not much else. There was a thing here also. Could this be a sign of a fight that's going all over the place and not just like point blank situation? I don't think we should be using this just yet. Personally. Profiles? Ah, only 18. What a prodigy indeed. Became a prosecutor in Germany at age 13, a prodigy who has never known defeat. Well, today's gonna be the first time. Claims to be an investigative photographer. She lives for the next big scoop. Died in a car accident 1 year ago. Was Innie's older sister, nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. And the rest we've seen, I believe. Oh, let's go through this one more time, I suppose. Real quick. Why didn't you say? Everyone's getting scared by Phoenix. He's so intimidating. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Nice costume. She was wearing it when we arrested her. Wearing the costume today. She's not allowed to wear anything else. Covered in blood. I'll give you that the blood splatters from the victim, but there's a hole in the sleeve. Sorry, pal, we must have thought it was during the scene. Saying the hole is not what I'm asking about, I'm talking about the hole itself. The smell of gunpowder clearly gives away that. It is a bullet hole. Things don't matter, blah blah blah, you're such a smarty pants. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed the person without a doubt who was not fighting back. Should we try bringing up the hole in the screen? I think it might be that. Because it's another bullet hole elsewhere, and she's kind of all about, you know, covering the whole bullet hole angle, I suppose. Present? Let's try. The night is young and our health is full. For now.
Objection!
The witness's statement is clearly faulty. It's wrong, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Fuck you, Judge. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright. I must be on the wrong track. Yeah, smash her head with the folding screen. I wish. I wish. But I think the court might frown upon that. Okay, I don't think these are of any use. Not yet, anyways. Key? Probably also not just yet. Stabbed in the chest and shot at point blank. What are we missing? What are the clues to the point of him not fighting, of him actually fighting back? I still think that the hole in the costume is the most incriminating part about this. Really. How the hell would it have ended up on it to begin with? Still, about Maya's fingerprints. and her transforming, and that whole angle also feels like something we should keep in mind. Surely we shouldn't use this just yet. Are you hiding something from us, detective? You gotta say now. Don't tempt me, attorney's badge. Could it be the gun itself? Let's look at the profiles for a sec. Had a malpractice, murder during a channeling. And the client was arrested on suspicious of murder while channeling. Nothing else, huh? Member of the Faith, she is a mother of pearl. Channeling prodigy with immense spiritual power. Older sister Remy died in a car accident. Still, her kinda also suspicious. Could have been the whole revenge plot about her sister and all that. Can Lotta come in and give me a bit more evidence to work with, please? I know she has 2 photos. Let's try the gun? I feel like just, you know, like poking around with different evidence objects and seeing if anything sticks, because I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. We did save. No contradiction, huh? That's okay. If we fail, we just load back in. What about this fruit knife? No? Still no? Still no. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. I feel like we should be pressing like on this bit. Well, what if? No? Still nothing, huh? I wish I could use this on Von Karma. Okay, reload. Reload in. We've dug our own grave here. Yep. Do we have to go into the profiles? Because none of this makes any ding-dang sense. I was pretty sure it would be the screen, but apparently not. Is it my objection? Nope. Still no. God damn it. Any other bright ideas? In the chat, perhaps? Let's go for this one again. Wasn't fighting back. How did you know he was or wasn't? I'm gonna find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle. The victim too depends on this. The circumstances around this murder changed drastically. Only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. Is it the victim himself? From the record files or something? Surely not this. Anyway, profiles. Present. Nope. Still ain't it. I guess we'll just have to go down the list, huh? Phoenix is convinced that we have something, but I guess I'm too stupid to see and or understand. Objection! Nope, still ain't it. Not at all. Judge, cut me some slack. Would you? Let's check the map main chamber and the side room. I mean, yeah, now that I look at it through this lens, I guess it's slightly further than I thought it would be, because I thought they might be, like, nearer to each other. Surely it's not the key.
Objection!
Nope. Of course not. We've almost presented every single item in our possession. We're not going to get a guilty verdict. I'm sorry. It's a bit too early for that, I believe. What haven't we used? Any of the news articles, cutouts? The maps? Surely not. And then I can't think of anything else.
Objection!
What does the statement is? No, no. No, no, no. What the heck? This, and that, and this too. Surely not.
Objection!
No. Well, of course not. Could it possibly be that we gotta bring up Lotta and say that she has more evidence?
Objection!
Please. Throw me a bone, Judge. For fuck's sake. I've literally showed everything by this point. What? What else could it be? I think we only haven't showed the diagram and this. Am I stupid?
Objection!
Nope. Just go through the motions, Judge. And so shall I by loading the game. Should we present her costume again? And just kind of rub it in a bit more? Because literally, like, this is the only thing that we haven't shown, is it?
Objection!
And of course, that's not gonna be it. Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Are you kidding me? Okay. We've just talked about how this as a piece of evidence kind of, you know, redundant, because she wouldn't listen to us. But never mind that, I suppose. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes. Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. I give up. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. I'm still annoyed. Ha! What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This one, Karma. It seems that my FA was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. they rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. No, why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there! Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. What? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. I'm speechless. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface this seems to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Oh, then, your cross-examination, please. Yeah, well, let's have it. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest.
Hold it!
Not true? There is quite a difference in height between Mr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
Objection!
You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning? Mr. Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor.
I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique.
Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir.
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad.
How badly hurt would you say he was?
Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun.
Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for the day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder.
Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something?
The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed.
So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya,
I'm glad you weren't hurt.
The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it.
Hold it!
Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me. I wonder. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Uncover the truth, huh? Do we use the amulet now? Is that what they're kind of alluding to? Well, they were talking about her changing her build. And again, I'm thinking about the fingerprints. Damn it. I'm going to save here, by the way. Hold up. I feel like we need to save. Just in case of an emergency. Defendants have a chance to stop the victim's chest. There's quite a difference in height, body strength. Couldn't have stopped the victim.
Objection!
And there she goes. I'm not sure there's anywhere that we can, like, push this angle here about the, you know, the whole transformation. Maybe it could be about the whole buying the gun situation? First, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back.
Hold it!
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. Thinking about the blood loss. Not only was he hurt. Yeah. Anecdote from Gumshoe. Getting slapped. As you were fighting, the victim took out his gun.
Hold it!
So where the pistol came from. He bought it the other day. So taking precautions. Then took a shot, but because we were too close, he missed.
Hold it!
Is this where we bring up the screen, maybe? Because again, that other bullet hole. Yeah. Even a noob. Guess let's try the screen. Would it be somewhere around here-ish? Let's try?
Objection!
No, this evidence is clearly useless. Good. Well, if it's not the hole on the screen, then again, the only thing I can think about are the prints. Being a bit obtuse with this one, aren't they?
Objection!
Show me your secrets! Nope. Hey, worth a try, okay?
Objection!
Still no? God damn it. I am thoroughly getting my ass handed to me today, aren't I? Yes, please. Is it profiles again? I'm thinking very hard. Let's look at the profiles one more again, I suppose. During the channeling, this witness saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest.
Objection!
Man! I ain't seeing it. Once again. The victim used the last of his strength to fight back. The victim, the victim, the victim. The victim. Damn him. Let's look at this again. Has never fired a gun before. Taking the safety off. That's about all we get out of this. If only we could inspect the gun a bit closer. Are there any, like, I don't know, bullet shells? Nobody picked up any of that from the scene of the crime or anything? No? Just the gun? No bullet has been retrieved from the body? No? Nothing of that sort?
Objection!
Knife? Nope. At this point, I would like a clue. If anybody is willing to provide one. Because, yeah, I think I'm just not seeing what the hell they want from me here whatsoever. Stabbed in the chest and shot during the channeling, the defendant saw no chance to stab the victim. Has to be maybe contradicting something with the autopsy report. The victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. The victim took out his gun, took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Okay. Let's look at this one more again. They once again are not showing us where exactly where everyone was, but I think the victim was here and she was here, wasn't it? Point blank, I guess, as one would put it. Still. About this. This is still very suspicious to me. I don't remember if I brought it up at this particular point or not. It might have been, but it once again wrong. Yeah, a hint would have been amazing right now. And we're once again almost out of life. Oh, let us think some more. This was when we brought up the screen the first time, wasn't it? Can we get Pearl to testify? Pearl wasn't there when all of that happened, so no. Again, we can't bring people in of our own volition. If that's what you mean, yes. But if somebody could look up a guide, I would love you forever and ever. So there were 2 shots before we opened the door, weren't there? When we came in, everything has already happened, correct? So we didn't see anything that happened, even like Clara, probably, if we try to bring her up with her profile. Isn't that right? Supposed to be an investigative photographer, yeah. Useless! You are useless to me. Surely it can't be the robes again. Surely not this. Diagram? No. This? Already tried bringing up. Nothing. I know that he might have poisoned her with sleeping pills or whatever. Still doesn't kinda go into all this whole thing. We did present folding screen, but I guess I might have presented it at a wrong time. Where does it say we should present it? Because I think I tried presenting it at the second to last and at the last point. And it was wrong. Tried it here, the victim took a shot, but because they were too close he missed, and we tried it here, the defendant then picked up the opening, took the victims down, and ended it. Well, yes, we are doing cross-examination currently. This whole thing is cross-examination. The difference in the height and the body strength.
Objection!
To connect hole in the robes with folding screen? Here's his build. Get your homework, Missy. You're perfect. Absolutely pristine. To connect the hole with robes would fall in hole in the robes with the folding screen. So the fighting back part, would you say? Here? Did we try it here? I don't remember. We've tried it on so many. I don't.
Objection!
Nope. Still it. Do we try just putting the screen at every one of these and see if anything sticks? Because I will.
Objection!
Nope. It's not the folding screen. It seems like. Not yet, anyways. We've tried it here. I'm 100% sure. And we've tried it here. I'm also pretty sure. And I shall prove so once again. With nearly murdering us. Still nothing. So it's not the folding screen. Not yet anyways. Let's keep looking at that walkie-through. Maybe it's the robe again? For the third time? During the channeling, Lavenda saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. First, the victim used the last of his strength to find Baxter. While the two of them fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. That's where we got the, you know, the explanation for that hole from. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Floor plans first, then autopsy. On the where too close, I suppose? This is the only one that kind of makes sense to use.
Objection!
Nope. Wrong place to use it? Or a bit too soon again? Sir certainly makes us look very bad. And especially me. In front of the audience. Where do we use the floor plans? Here?
Objection!
This is taking a bit too long for us to figure out, unfortunately. I am sorry. Not here. I don't see where the floor plans actually, you know, connect into any of this, other than the one we just tried and failed. I need a bit more elaboration on that part. How about here?
Objection!
Nope. Still ain't it. This is going well. How many times we would have gotten a guilty verdict by now if we didn't load? Way too many. Robes at Gumshoe. Fourth statement? Again? Well, okay.
Objection!
I will absolutely lose my goddamn mind. Have we, like, not saved in the correct slot or something? Missing the gunshot on this robe will be prosecutor's undoing. What do you mean? This little hole was actually created a huge hole in your testimony. This is the third time we have to use the same item, game. This is not how the rules worked in the first game. In my defense, Your Honor. This is so stupid. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burnt area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. I'm about to lose my goddamn mind. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? What wishy-washy thinking like that? Anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that?
Objection!
As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well then... that's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense? There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Is the internet, is Twitch twitching? What's happening? Everybody still here? Hello? Anybody still here to witness this, heart racing action? Twitch? My god. Should I alt tab and check if we're getting a bit spotty? Hold up. Can I even alt tab in this? Not getting anything from Streamlabs. The connection to Twitch has been mostly stable with a few hiccups a while ago. Not currently. But thank you for the heads up and keep me informed if anything starts really going off. Everyone back, I hope? Shall we proceed? Also, don't forget to hydrate yourselves. Posture check, food check, all of that stuff. Maybe a stretch. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks again. Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. Is it now the floor plans and then this? Right? Surely. Take a look at this. It's not a photograph, but it's close enough. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Twitch keeps flicking out for a few seconds now and again. Have you tried restarting the browser? Refreshing the page? Like 90% of the time it helps, but I don't know if it's the case this time. Prosecutor want Karma's explanation and this piece of evidence do not contradict. Huh? Haha, looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Ugh, being lectured by Gumshoe of all people is so embarrassing. Yes, my Twitch is a Flappy Bird right now. God damn it. Neither do I, but it's strange. Let's go. Are we going? Are we stopping? I'm not sure what to do with the Twitch wigging out. Shall we try and see this through? Or shall we pick this up some other time? It would kind of suck if we'd stop here now, but if we don't have a choice, then we might have to. Come on, hurry up and get that thinking cap on. Everyone. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make it the final blow. So you're saying it wasn't the floor plans? Then she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. Now the thing?
Take that!
Please? This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in the folding screen, like I did like 50 times by now already. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Oh, where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches of the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything! Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches of the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Here? Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled something serious bad, some serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Of course. Whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. Well, if it caught her sleeve... I don't know... Here-ish? So around here? No? I feel like I need to save again. None of this shit makes sense again. Save? I can't save. Well, in the beginning, when they were showing us this diagram, he was here, she was here. The shot was coming, like, at this angle-ish. How wide were her arms open to have been caught with a bullet hole? Surely not right in his face.
Take that!
Somewhere around here? No? Well, this is where we're wasting all of our life. Judge, go brush your teeth. I want to say, this is getting a bit dicey again. How's the connection? Speaking of dicey. Everyone still alive? The silence is concerning. Ugh. I hate this. Was she right in front of the screen? Connection better now? Okay, wonderful.
Take that!
So around here? No? Ooh, okay, right in front of the screen? In front of the altar?
Take that!
Okay, right in front of the screen. Squatting, or whatever she was doing. Oh, wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge a distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of sort around the bullet hole on this costume. Nah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... Believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when the shot was shot. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything? Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that was true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting at the all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the... blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be the smarmy smile? And the tisk tisk tisk. Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How's it any of my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing the 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of the detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Oh my god, finally! Next witness? That's gotta be Lara. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. I am still very much upset that all the logic that an you know, an object, a piece of evidence, can be used once, completely out the window in this game. Into the bin. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I do not like that. With zero warning, too. Let's keep going, I guess. If nobody objects. June 21st, 11:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Phew, that was a close one.
I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air.
I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you.
Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is?
Yeah, pretty sure it's Lotta Hart.
Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that.
June 21st, 11:43 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. We're back. Back at it again. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Well, witness the channeling is a bit of a stretch. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please.
Hey, Phoenix, how you doing?
Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know.
Yeah, yowza!
Name and occupation. I declare. What in tarnation? Hey, Judge. Here is this is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah. There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. No, let's all be one big family, okay? Not okay. I don't want to be family with any of these people. I'm sorry. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang! We hear the gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? I reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's sure for you reckon? Of course I did. Ah! Doesn't look like I care. Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. Why is she standing there? It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. A picture taken at the murder scene. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me! I hope it's not gonna take another hour to get to the right conclusion. God, our health is in shambles. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber.
Hold it!
Was it really only those two that went in?
Objection!
What are you babbling about? You were there too, weren't you? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testify against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber here. But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we hear the gunshot.
Hold it!
Was it really a gunshot?
Objection!
Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now, this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer here broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down? Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke it in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lottie seems awful confident in her testimony. Press harder. Lotta, please, think back to that day one more time. Oh, what's she getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this... Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she... Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see... Order. Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered... One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. I'm trapped like one. Again. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? We did say that it was very dark behind there and somebody might be hiding. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Reg given. Huh? What in the... Reg given. You know, you reckon? That's a given. I took me a good look around the room once. And there ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Rec given. I mean, I'm having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as rec given. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? I'm not letting this go, I'm saving this shit right now. This is very dicey, considering how little health we have left. What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Yeah, obviously. Can we look at that photograph real quick? Is there anything out of sorts? That kinda jumps at us. Well, first things first, why is she standing there? To begin with. Instead of, you know, where the bullet hole was and where we assumed she was crouching, crawling. I don't bloody know. Lotto still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Nope. She's special like that. Oh. Well, again, the positioning is all out of whack. Once again. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in the photo? That she's channeling and she's being controlled by a different person? Is there anything that I can present to that? Like, I don't know, her profile maybe? Can I save here? Yes. Okay, so it's not too far off from where we are. Let's try some evidence. I don't know. Let's try. Your Honor, Mr. Wright. It is possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant. What? Do you know what you are proposing? Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Prove to this court that the person in this photo is not Maya Fey. Profiles? The defendant was arrested on suspicion of murder by, well, channeling. Right? Or maybe again the positioning plays into this? Oh, bloody hell. Present. Here's your proof.
Objection!
Is there a problem? Oh no, I thought I would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of "you're wrong" sounds like. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic. Fuck you. Shoot, I guess I wasn't showing enough confidence. Present another piece? Now then, Mr. Wright, please show to the court some proof. The folding screen? Again? The robe? I don't know. What else was there? The plans were, you know, shit's all over the place. Let's look at the picture again. The rope seems to be the same. The gun seems to be the same? Wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. Well, I guess at this angle you can't tell if there's a hole in her, you know, costume or not. Life is Weird suggests it's the gun. I mean, it has her fingerprints, allegedly. We can try. Here's your proof.
Objection!
Nope, it's not the gun. Sorry. We're about to take some critical damage. Should we bring up the plans again? Hold on, I wanna load in. Let's go. Let's go here. Do we have enough evidence? Not entirely sure. Let's try the plans. And then maybe the robe, as Yash suggests. There could be options, I guess, all of which are gonna be wrong. Stab it in the chest and shot point. Shot point blank? This doesn't really look point blank to me. Does it look point blank to you? Let's look at it again! Does this qualify as point blank? It's at least about a meter away, it looks like. It could be the testimony. Should we try the testimony? Here's your proof. Fuck off with this. Game? Why? Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's try the robe. What else do we have to lose? Here's your proof. Nope. Still ain't. There's one moment where we didn't press. We pressed. I'm pretty sure we pressed everything. We pressed, we showed the proof, and that kind of where it led us to. Or am I going insane by this point? I guess we can try. Can't present anything yet. What then? Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor.
That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not my affair.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. I mean, we had a few potential ones. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. Totally 100% impossible.
Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. The defense. The defense.
Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia. I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? Time to Deus Ex Mia. But Pearls! Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go! But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray! I was murdered. What? Laura, at a time like this... is perfect snapping up shots. Yes, where's the second picture? Laura! You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia? Question Laura one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... Oh! It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what a better time than this for you to see that. But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us one more time what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you go through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Part 2. When I broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kinda scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like, as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. Damn, that's another time we have to lose to win? Yeah. I don't like it when they make us do that. When he broke into that room, all I could focus was Maya. So, what did she look like? You know, she looked almost like a different person. A different person? She may have seemed like a different person, however, she was still Maya Fey. We have already made that point abundantly clear. Yes, that is true. Well done, Miss Hart. Did you happen to see anything else? I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. Can we please see one of the other... I don't know if it was the first picture you showed us, or was it the second? Can we see the other one, please? Then perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all. Nah? Well, I reckon that's possible.
Objection!
If the body inside the room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe... Ow! Foolish fool spouting foolish foolishness, just as I expected of a foolish fool such as you. If that were the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is in fact dead. And that would make the defendant's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Sorry, Maya. Are you all done here? Can I continue? I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer. Yes, we kinda talked about that yesterday, didn't we? That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars to be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes through her jobs faster than a baby through diapers. Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Well, what did Mr. Wright? Nice tag team and stereo. Yes, I should be grateful it's not in 5-1. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Ah, just like the last time, huh, Laura? Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, you've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Posture check, thank you. Everybody, do that. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? Von Karma! Like father, like daughter. Miss Von Karma, you're holding critical evidence! Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this, you're as bad as your father. Leave it to the judge, hell no! Not that incompetent fool! Your Honor, the defense asks that prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Oh, yes, no! Me, in contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair! Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to the court? I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Thank you. Picture taken at the murder scene. Yep, definitely not important whatsoever. It looks exactly like Maya. What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is the person in the picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. Finally, Judge learned how to use his eyes. Took him 2 games. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya Fey? Yes. Why do I feel like I need to save again? Back. Insist it's not Maya? Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body was taken on a different appearance. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Phoenix, pay attention. Order, order, order! Well, yes, I believe you're correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it!
You're too soft. Huh?
You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She's smiling? I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. This Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture.
Look at this photograph!
This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Like a marshmallow, Phoenix-chan. Maya Fey? What? Isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling the spirit.
Well, yes, genius. It's unbelievable that she can...
Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's channeling, calling. Same difference. Miss Von Karma, a word, if I may.
Mia?
Taking a picture of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can be submitted as evidence. Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she... From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind.
Judge's blue screening.
I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, but I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is defendant Maya Fey?
If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any other way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? Save, 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 save.
Save! Save! Save!
I can prove it? Can I prove it?
I hope I can prove it.
Your Honor!
Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see.
This picture! Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now.
A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out?
Can I not be interrupted? Somewhat I understand why. The bloobs. Don't suppose she's left-handed? Well, I don't know. Is this the baseball rules? As we've learned that I know nothing about.
Can I can't. I can't look at anything else. This will be burnt into our retinas.
I don't know. Let's start with the face, shall we? Or the positioning. There is no bullet hole on the robes. Did you notice? Did you notice that? The contradiction lies here. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, but can you really tell me how much confidence I have in this? I feel like I need to save again. Game, you're making me very... you know... Huh. What is with that attitude? Ah! That hurt! Didn't we just finish discussing that her appearance changes during channeling? I wasn't showing her appearance, you... Ah! There's a limit to everything, Mr. Wright, and that includes patience. My patience is running low. Cringe. Cringe indeed. Even Maya is mad at me now. I have to focus. What? So you think you spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. What? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Proceeds to save confidently. Well, like literally, where is the hole in her robes? Right? That was the thing that we were writing on previously, and it's not here. They have a problem with that now, for some reason. I guess the blood is not exactly on her robe, and her robe is like untied? What? Well, we did save confidently. It's the bloobs. The contradiction lies here! You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Can you really tell me which confidence is... blah, 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 blah. Ah, that hurt. Fuck you. Was it on the other sleeve? Really? I thought it would have been like, you know, on the hand that held the gun. Maybe it was on the... Let's look at this again. Hold on. No. Hold on. Back it up a little bit. Before we are locked in again. Yeah, it's on the left sleeve, actually. Well, you know, I assumed it would be on the... You know. You know what I'm getting at. Anyways, let's try the other sleeve then. I got a bit turned around. Did we save here when we still had 2 points of health? I can't prove it. Your Honor! Let's discuss semantics again. Here. Somewhere. I guess. Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it, Judge. Have you taken your sleepy pills already? Before this hearing? That is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be here is suddenly missing. It should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve on the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in the picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intend to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You'll most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Yes, make her lose health for once. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. Ah, she's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk, tisk. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? What incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct didn't miss the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to the case. Oh, is somebody's autopsy report a little bit outdated? Woo woo. I see. She is lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Francesca von Parma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. Gumshoe, you're hearing this shit? I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe, not again. In any case, this is a very big problem. The defendant was taken into custody. Her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. Gumshoe already paying the police force to keep his job. What's next? A question. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by the strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for this contradiction. And it is me saving for my life. Let's see. Let's see what are the points we got here. This picture is a fake. The bullet hole was made later. The shooter is someone else. Adoy? Proceeds to save logically. Does he already work for free with all those cuts? Well, yeah, like George mentioned, he was paying the force to keep him. Wasn't that canonical? The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order! 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 If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. No!
Ah! Why me?
The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness.
Ah!
What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know. If you are lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... Ah! I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there. Promise, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Mood. Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Maya's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? To turn things around. Is it the key? Is it time to break out the key? I wonder. That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix. So, where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? What if Maya, had left that room somehow? I could prove that either one of these conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... the third person had entered it, Maya had left the room. Something I can't explain yet. I'm sorry you have to see this again. But we are in a dire condition. Well, I am also thinking Maya had left the room. But do we have an explanation for it is another question. Let's see. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Can it? Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Ouch. Both me and Gumshoe. Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of the arrest, the defendant had left the room. Miss Hart, do you remember this key?
Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from inside with that.
The defendant herself locked the door.
Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of the kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Yes?
It looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession?
What do you mean?
If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her.
Yes, agreed.
However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous! This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No!
Did we win yet? It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma,
how can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Goodness gracious. June 21st, 11:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly! I knew you were special! Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that.
Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out.
Like what happened in that room, for instance?
Yeah, I'm counting on you. Ah, I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me?
Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets?
Huh? A ticket?
Poor thing. So sheltered. Well, with that being said, I guess these guys will be in transit until the next time we come back to this. Wow, then. June 21st, 3:24 p.m. Grind Village.
Thank you very much for bringing me home, Mr. Nick.
Enjoy being home until the next week. Yes. Let's skedoodle. Let's skedaddle. Rest up, y'all. Whoever is taking care of this whole mess. Phew. Well, you already heard my gripes about that time that we got stuck in the first half of this stream. Yeah, not a fan that they decided to play it that way, but at least now we know that we can turn in the same evidence over and over and over again until we turn blue in the face. Other than that, hope it was a good time nonetheless. Phew. Okay, then. On Saturday, new game. It has finally been decided what game we'll be playing. It's gonna be once again a first blind playthrough, so be ready for that. Hope everyone's gonna have fun. I'm personally looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Tuesday, most likely, if again the plans don't go sideways as they apparently seem to, as of late, we're coming back to this and hopefully wrapping up this case. I think it should be the last day of this case. So, yeah, fingers crossed. There's not gonna be any stupid new unexplained changes to the gameplay. Why? Why, Capcom? Why did you do this to me? I am salty, yes, did you notice? Other than that, everybody have a lovely rest of the week and an even lovelier start of the weekend. Stay safe, stay warm if you need to. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Goodbye for now.